So, good morning, everyone. My name is Joan Empis, and our topic for today is happiness and greatest good. So, let's start. What is greatest good? Greatest good has the idea that appears to be democratic and egalitarian. Egalitarian means that they believe the principle that all human have equal rights, meaning to say we are all equal. So this is evident that the main goal of this is concerning the best for everyone. So according to a philosopher, Jeremy Bentham, that the greatest good for the greatest number. So he concluded a principle or derive a principle that is called utilitarianism. So, this principle of utility aims to promote happiness, which is the supreme ethical value. Meaning to say, there are two governance of two sovereign masters, like the pleasure and the pain. So, according to Jeremy Bentham, that happiness equates to pleasure minus pain. Meaning to say, if an act is right, then it delivers pleasure to us. However, if an act is wrong, then it brings more pain rather than pleasure. So again, that the principle of utilitarianism, happiness is happiness is equal to pleasure, and that is minus by pain. So let's proceed to some what is the greatest good according to some scholastic philosophers. So according to Western ethical philosophy, um, the greatest good, they believe that the decision brings the greatest good for the greatest number of people, meaning to say the the decision is acceptable if there are majority of votes, although there are a small number of people that can be affected by the decision. So this is also known as democratic rule of making a decision, since they are more on votations and majority wins in this aspect. The second one is according to Cicero. He is a Roman philosopher that introduced the summum bonum. So the summum bonum means the highest or the ultimate good. So this denotes the fundamental principle on which some system of ethics was based. So the main aim of this summum bonum is the action which is consistently pursued that lead to the best possible of life. So if a man will do good and ethically consistently do good, then possibly they will achieve the best possible of life. And this third one is, according to Aristotle, the greatest good is happiness. So, according to him, that happiness is what man aims to believe or to achieve in all his activities. The ultimate purpose of life is to attain happiness. So, um, according to him, that we can achieve happiness if we will do what we do what makes us happy. So that is that is the greatest good according to Aristotle, which is happiness. So let's proceed to what is happiness. So there are two definitions of happiness. Happiness is a psychological state, and happiness is a state of being. So in the aspect of psychological state, happiness is the feeling of contentment arising from the position of a good. However, if it is a state of being, happiness is the perfection arising from the position of all the goods. So in the psychological state, feeling of contentment. On the state of being, it is more on possession of wealth or possession on everything that you have. And the question is how to acquire happiness. According to Aristotle, that by nature, happiness is achieved by exercising reason in accordance with virtue. So we will achieve happiness if a man will exercise reasons that is ethically guided and with virtue. If we will act with virtue, so take note that in performing this, one should act morally according to a mean which lies between two vices. And as the two vices, the extremes fall short of what is right. So he also believes that the basis for intelligent conduct is the union of true knowledge. So on the other hand, St. Thomas the Aquinas also believe that happiness comes from the contemplation, which brings a man to know God and his nature. So he is Saint Thomas the Aquinas emphasized that man builds a relationship or contemplation to the ultimate, the highest form of man, which is the God and his nature. So according to St. Thomas the Aquinas, there are two kinds of happiness: the natural happiness and the supernatural happiness. The natural happiness, we can obtain this natural happiness in our own power or through our human faculties, which is some, like for example, if we will interact with someone or we will build a relationship with someone, or we will engage in individual activities. So that is how we can obtain happiness. That is the happiness that we can get to our society, to our environment, and to any other form of species. Then the second one is our natural happiness. So this happiness only comes through revelation from God. That is the most essential part, as what St. Thomas the Aquinas said, it is the supernatural happiness. So let's proceed to some reasons concerning happiness, and these are the following. The first one, some believe that money or wealth can buy happiness, but it is wrong. It is, according to St. Thomas Aquinas, it is just temporary. So money and wealth can never lead you to the real happiness. The second one is some believe that health equates to happiness. And basically, for me, it is quite check correct, but it is wrong, since we must be internalized as to what is the real thing or real essence of happiness. So it is some how we cherish moments without without facing or without seeing our physical attributes. And the third one is sensual people vainly seek happiness in earthly pleasures. And that is somehow incorrect, since the most ultimate happiness here is more about supernatural happiness, and not just for temporary pleasures and temporary happiness, which can we get in earthly pleasures. So that is totally incorrect. And the fourth one is some believe that happiness is found in being famous and vain. But I believe that most of people wanted to become prominent star. However, that is just a temporary feeling, meaning to say we are just experiencing this in a short period of time and not in a long run. So that is just a temporary happiness, and that is never be the real essence of happiness. And last but not least is some propose that the final purpose of a man is the promotion of the state or government. That is incorrect. So I know that some of you or some of the people wanted to become a a government official or wanted to promote in a certain position, but that is totally incorrect. Though, because they some believe that they can get happiness, but it is just for their own sake and not for the benefit of everyone. So that is error, that can be error to the greatest good, since the greatest good should be concerning to the to the humankind, to all to everyone. So the main purpose of greatest good is the benefits, or that is the beneficial, that can be beneficial to everyone. So I think that would be all. And by the way, this is Joe and Mary once again, and I hope you have learned something about my topic. Thank you.